Hello. I just realized I look a little bit like Ralph Macchio in The Karate Kid, but it's all right. Hey, this is a painting I did in 2012. This fabulous year known as 2012. I even made a movie that was totally not about it at all, but it was called 2012. So, it's not one of my favorite paintings of my collection of my own work, right? It took a long time, several weeks of kind of just messing around with the idea. I had this idea of displaying the cycles in these circles and using the part of the Aztec calendar that we all know so well. Aztec calendar, stone, same calendar. See the planets here going around here. Serpent energy, the deer energy, and then the jaguar energy over here. Moon goddess with her rabbit over here. Another serpent with ancestor coming out of his mouth here. And then I kind of wanted to use this painting today to talk about the day that is today, September 6th, 2021. It is a day known on the Tzolk'in, this calendar, as 13 Crocodile. So let's count here a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 spikes here. This is the wind energy. This is the spirit energy that is breathing out this. Actually, this wind energy comes tomorrow. But that's another story. What I want to talk about is called the Venus transit. And I dressed this way today with this shirt and this headband. I don't have the long hair anymore. But this was what we did on, what was that? June 5th, 2012. Right? There's me in this shirt and this. And look at all those people, right, around the fire. What's above all of that? Orbs. So there were human spirits all around, about 150 of us doing this ceremony. We were all making offerings to the fire. I brought a bunch of sunflowers, a big paper bag full of sunflowers. I had a friend do the calling out for the 4 directions. And so we go around the fire with 20 days making offerings. So here we have 20 days, right? Red, white, blue, yellow. It's going this way. Red, white, blue, yellow, red, white, blue, yellow, red, white, blue, yellow. Anyway, maybe I should have gone the other way. But there's some cosmic reason why I did it like that. I'm probably get to it later on as we go along here. So today is 13 and Crocodile, if we were starting at a beginning point. And then it would be the ending point of the 13-day cycle and the beginning of the 20-day cycle. Okay. So this, we're going in like a worm here, caterpillar, and coming out through this, well, along with the moon goddess energy here, and turning into this butterfly. It's kind of like one of those swallowtails from here in Texas. And there's kind of the mothership coming down, 2 different glyphs for the mothership here with like an embryo here. I know it's hard to see in the video, but anyway, so what's the point of that? This was in 2005, right? Or no, excuse me, 2012. On 4/23/05, I taught a Mayan calendar class at the Office of Natural Awakenings magazine in Austin. I was kind of just getting started on my shamanic path back then, really doing a lot of teachings, because there was another Venus transit before 6/5/12, there was one on 6, was it 8/2004? But that was a 6 wind on that date, and this was a real awakening, a real helping to bring in the energy. Now, there's a lot of ideas, right? Ideas about the Mayan calendar, but there's nothing quite compares to experiencing what these cycles and vibrations and energies mean as they come around again and again in the cycles. Okay, this is a big cycle. This is a big shift that we're going through. We're going from one energy to a new energy. And these cosmic jaguars are coming down to devour the universe. Now, it didn't happen in 2012, right? Everybody thought this date on the Mayan calendar signified some shift. Like everything was just going to be like a light bulb changing. That was just a tipping point. Okay? Point was going from one cycle to another. And then the middle point right there was December 21st, 2012. And that date came after both of the Venus transits. Okay? So we had to go through the Venus transit first. And then we had October 28th, 2011. We had another big ceremony. And I'm definitely going to be talking about that because we are in this countdown right now. 40 more days. That's 2 times around this cycle right here. 40 more days. And we will be in a new cycle on October 16th, 2021. If you're watching this like in 2022 or 2024, somewhere down the road, this is what happened and why things ended up however they are then, which actually is now, because it's all just one time unfolding in this pattern. Okay? But we're all changing into this butterfly energy. Now I have these pictures of these mountains right here in the background. That was at Real de Catorce. On another day, when was that? Did I not put the date? Oh yeah, 11/20/03. November 20th, 2003. I had been out at this amazing ranch in Cuatro Ciénegas, Mexico, in Coahuila Desert there, on the path of the peyote, which you watched my previous video. I talk about another painting with the path of the peyote, and that was 12 Ahau. My friend Sal and I were out there gathering peyote at Cuatro Ciénegas. Look at that one. Beautiful stuff. See, it's all true. That was in 2003. Anyhow, I want to read I have another book here. This was my publication in 2006, at the end of 2006. And in 2007, when I went out to Guatemala with Don Alejandro, Grand Elder of the Maya, living Maya, he blessed this book for me over my first sacred fire ceremony, which I was doing later on for everybody in this photograph, right? This same type of ceremony, it's Mayan fire ceremony. So what we do is we make an offering for each of these 20 days. So I try to make a specific type of offering for each particular energy of each day. But you can just use copal. I think that's what we mainly used in the Maya. They gave us a corn husk, looked like a tamale, filled with little bits of the copal, and we would just pray over one and then throw it into the fire. So that's what we were doing in the ceremony. And we're going to do this again, October 15th, 2021. I hope if you're watching this video, you just write that down, get a get a pen and paper, literally, and write it down and tack it somewhere where you can see it. Okay, we can't always depend on these electronic devices. Put it in your psychic memory. Have some kind of reminder out there, all right? Because these devices think, oh, we're using our cell phones, we're looking at our cell phones or tablet or computer or whatever device they're going to come up with next. Don't get the brain implant, please. All right, Elon Musk and those other people are just nuts, all right? They don't need to control us through these mechanisms. They can already do it through cell phone towers, right? That 5G stuff, I mean, there's technology in there. We do not know what it does, but it can't possibly be for good. Where am I doing? 10 minutes, 11 minutes almost. All right. So that's the story today, is 13 Crocodile. I have more. I mean, we've been through several cycles, of course, since that day in 2012. And had I recorded in my notes better since then, I would have lots more stories to tell. But some of it actually is extremely personal. This is another diagram of the 13 days and 20 days cycle right here on the cover of my book, Cosmic Jaguar's Soulkin Journal, which you can find a used copy if you're lucky on Amazon. So, what do I have marked in here? That's the ticket. That's what I say about this day, because I had a dream about, on this day I had this dream that there was a theater, like a concert hall, and I was like up in the mezzanine, and I had a ticket, and I'm looking for the seat for that goes with that ticket. When I find the spot where the seat is supposed to be, there's no seat, but the ticket has the name and number of the seat, right? And there's no seat at this concert. What does that mean? That's the ticket. There's only one more step. A step is 40-day cycle until this 13 how, and then one crocodile comes again, which is the start of a new cycle. It would be 1 and 1 here. All right. So this is a big one. It's been 10 years, solar years, since the Venus transit in the December 21st, October 28th, 2011, all that. It was approximately 10 or 11 solar cycles. That is 1/2 of one Katun. Okay, I'm gonna back up a few days here. 3 weeks, 20 days ago. No, wait, is that? It's 40. Excuse me. Oh, 6 crocodile. All right. I'll show you this. 6 crocodile. This was 20 days ago from today on the linear solar calendar. Right, 6 crocodile imish there. That was also happened to be on December 11th, 2001. Right? We all know that because that was a day that NESARA was supposed to be announced. The NESARA law, National Economic Securities and Reformation Act, was going to be announced that morning. But something else happened, right? Like this cosmic acupuncture. Poop! And the entire world saw the World Trade Center collapse. And there was people covered in ashes and smoke. And there was like pulling the hair out and gnashing of teeth of this great woe to this great city, right? Or does that sound familiar? That was from the book of Revelations, chapters 16, 17, 18, I think. And I bring this up because Crocodile just happened approximately 3 weeks ago, 20 days ago. And that was the day that the Taliban in Afghanistan took over the capital of Afghanistan, Kabul. Right? Our new quote unquote leaders, whatever they are, they're not somebody's pulling their strings, right? They programmed this collapse of the Twin Towers so that we would go into Afghanistan to steal all their opium, poppies for pharmaceutical companies, and everybody got addicted over here. And those other pharmaceutical companies made billions and billions of dollars off of people being addicted and dying to their Oxycontin and other products that had this opium from Afghanistan that they got dirt cheap. Good deal. Now they've got also a great deal of rare minerals that they need to make computers and microchips and other things, and the Chinese want that because that's where that stuff is made, right? China. So these global elite, whoever they are want China now to take over Afghanistan. But it's here in the book, these connections between events like 9/11 and the fall of Afghanistan, which anybody really with a little pea-sized brain ought to be able to figure that one out. That, oh, there's something else going on here. It's not just random terrorists that have some kind of religious thing against Americans. No, there's much, 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 much deeper stuff going on. And it can be revealed, revelation, right? Revelations, by looking at the Mayan calendar. These long count shift here. In this picture, part of the picture, they're showing how we are shifting from one great age of the serpent to a deer. So we're going from this serpent energy to something more compassionate. But first we have to go through all this trauma and upheaval. So this jaguar is kind of like the jaguar is devouring the earth, not the earth, but the whole universe. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, okay? Today's 13 Crocodile countdown begins, right? There is going to be something happening October 15th, 16th, right? 1 Crocodile. Today's 13. There's going to be another 7 Crocodile in 20 days, and then there's going to be 1 Crocodile beginning here again. And so because we've already made this shift in the big cycle on December 21st or 2012, or if you want to say October 28th, 2011, Dr. Kalaman's view of things, that we also had a great ceremony. I'll be talking about that every day as we get closer and closer to the 13 Sun Day, that we have another ceremony in Austin. Please, if you want to be at a ceremony, please message me. honeytaco8@gmail.com, or go to honeytaco.com, go to the contact form page. I don't even know if that works. Nobody's sent me anything from that yet. So go to honeytaco.com. That's just a brand name, okay? It's like Amazon. Jeff Bezos doesn't go around calling himself Mr. Amazon, all right? Honey Taco is just a brand name. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of these ceremonies. So you're part of the Venus transit ceremony, even though you weren't even there, right? Here we go, the duds for the Venus transit. That's, we all got to see with the dark glasses, Venus going in front of the sun. It was awesome. And as soon as I was finished with the ceremony, the moon, the moon goddess, rose up above the horizon. It was a bright red color. It was amazing. So next time it's a full moon, look for the moon goddess and her rabbit. It's a new moon, so you're not going to see the moon tonight. But before we reach the end of this cycle, it will be another full moon, and you can see the moon goddess and her rabbit. All right, y'all. Like I said, just call me, pick up the phone, and just text me your Gmail account, whatever. All right, y'all.